Hello, everybody. Welcome to a Friday Night Live. We just did a 30-minute members pre-stream. Before these streams, I'll do like a members only portion. And I will say, during that 30-minute stream, everything went swimmingly as far as internet quality went. They've been working on it for the last 2 days. So far, things are looking promising, but I'm staying cautiously optimistic. So that is where we're at as far as the whole internet situation goes. Let me remove that. Go back to this. Tonight, what my plan is, I'm going to mount up some new wheels to some new tires for an old truck. And while I'm here, we're going to take my FlySky G11P that I had modified by 314 RC Crawler, and we're going to put my four-wheel steer, or we're going to program the four-wheel steer onto this radio rather than my Radio Master. So that is the agenda for tonight. How far will we get into that process? That is yet to be determined. But I guess we'll find out. So there you go. Oh, I also have my flannel. It took off before the stream. I grabbed some 5.25 inch tall Vanquish foams, and that is what we are going to stuff the tires with before we mount them on the wheels. So anyway, there we go. Are you coming out for the NorCal event on Sunday? That is why I'm doing this. My plan is to attend the We Rock event this Sunday. So let's try and get some work done. Received my TUF today. I'm very happy. Thanks. What'd you get? Thank you for participating. And what'd you get? Love to hear it. And thank you for your donation very much. RC and more for fun. How often do you guys do TOF packages? In the past, we've done them twice a year on 4th of July and Christmas time. Now, they are not a guarantee that we will do them. We have done them for the last 3 years. Every single time, I'm like, I'm not doing this again. This is too much work. I don't have any more time. But we did just add Vittorio. So he helped take some of that. He's going to, honestly, Vittorio's been in the office now for a whole week. He was on full time for 1 week before that. But I'll say that now that he is in the office, it has been very helpful. So yeah, so that's good, and that will allow for time to do other things for sure. So let's see. Optic RTR with clear axles and gold method wheels and red IFRs. Congratulations, sir. Hope you enjoy it. Crap, now my internet is garbage. I am going to just ban the word internet from the chat. Therefore, we can all ignore it like it never happened. Gigawatt, thank you, Ryan. I designed a light whip mount for my IJ. Are you diving into Fusion, Ryan? Or were you already? I don't know that I knew that you were a designed out one or a designer type. Listen, nothing makes me more happy than to hear people deciding to dive into fabrication first. Anyone who decides they want to start fabricating, I love to hear it. It's my favorite thing because I enjoy fabricating so much that when I feel like anybody who starts, they're going to love it as well. And therefore, I'm like, yes, they dove in. They're hooked. They're good. Let's go. Okay, I'm done. Missed the start, but not at a coworker. So must be good. So far, we're doing okay. We're not going to say the words yet. Did they run new fiber optic or copper lines? New fiber in and around. I don't have a fiber run into my house, so I'm not getting fiber speeds, but they expanded the capacity of the feed to my neighborhood, and that's where the problem was. Hopefully that means we're going to have fiber capacity to our actual residents soon, because that would be even better. Then I'm doing 4 streams at once. We're doing multicam everywhere. This isn't grainy enough, unsubbed. Really taking the luster away when we can just see everything right inside. Intel inside, fiber outside. Pentium 4 processors everywhere. Why don't you prototype parts in the conveyor area rather than getting them through send, cut, send first? I do. So like the body armor on my IJ, I cut that on my Carvera first. Now, as far as like the steel parts and things like that, steel is much harder to cut. I don't have, the nice thing with like using send, cut, send is that I have an unlimited selection of all of the material thicknesses available. I don't have to buy them or stock them. And again, it's really about tooling and cutting. Like cutting steel is a way different deal than cutting aluminum. So that's why I don't prototype the steel parts myself, just because of those reasons. And I've got to the point where I'm very confident in my design skills, whatever methods. And I'm pretty sure that when I order them from send, cut, send, they're going to be right. So I will also say that I have been very lucky that send, cut, send has given me a prototyping budget for things that makes it an even easier decision. So I have, I use their marketplace function so that you guys can buy the parts and things like that. And it's been very successful. As far as like, I have a unique platform as far as like having a YouTube channel and products that, they kind of go hand in hand. You have this printed stuff and these, and they all go together to make one big project, rather than just buying something that's laser cut off of their site, which is easier for people to just replicate on their own. So yeah, still waiting for the bottle check. I will. It's out of reach at the moment, but I will. Blue rings would look good on those. They would. However, I do not have any. And I need to have these mounted. I've been very pleased with the parts that I've had uploaded and received from Send, Cut, Send. It's a great time to be in the hobby. It is an unreal time to be in not just this hobby, but so many hobbies. The availability of relatively inexpensive CAD, laser cutting, even CNC or metal 3D printing. Like the ability that we have to access things like that without having to make a phone call and email a file to get a quote. You can just upload it and it'll tell you exactly how much it's going to cost and when it's going to be there. And then it'll probably beat that expectation as far as, hey, Vittorio stopping in as well. Hey, Robbie, updating membership. Good to see you, Robbie. Hope all is well. Thank you very much. RC with RC. There's the backup internet guy. Okay, convert me. Why bamboo over Creality? Well, I'll just tell you, like, So I've owned a handful of Creality, maybe 3 Creality printers in the past. And I tell you what, like I always enjoyed my Prusa over my Crealities, like considerably. Now I haven't owned the recent offerings of Creality. And that's the thing, is that all of the tech moves so fast. Like, the K1, I've never personally owned. So maybe it operates very similarly. But the freaking ease of the Bamboo Studio, as far as like cloud-based syncing, working with the AMS, everything about that. Maker World is also a bonus. Granted, you can use that if you don't have a Bamboo. Just how well they work, how fast they are. Like the number of failures that I have is very few. The heated chamber of my H2D makes printing like ABS just the most beautiful prints. It's just crazy. I can't express how much it it felt like I'm trying to figure out like another parallel that I would try and draw like in a different consumer area. I don't really know. It's so yeah, it's a hard one. Does the P1 do CF filaments? I can't find on their site whether it does or not. I will say that I haven't owned the P1, but I think that the P1 comes with a softer nozzle and gears, and they want you to upgrade to hardened gears and nozzle over it. Dan bought Dan at the office. He bought a P1, and he did whatever he needed to do to be able to print the carbon filaments. And then he liked it so much that he just bought another P1 like the next week. He liked it so much. So, yeah. What are your go-to filaments? ABS glass fiber. It's whenever it seems available or appropriate. And then I print PLA for my welding fixtures. Like I've discussed with those, the PLA works best for the welding fixtures because it just easily peels off. Those are my most. I use PETG on, some things here and there. Like when I did the skid steer, that was all PETG. But yeah, that ABS glass fiber is just my hands down favorite filament. Got my TOF Tuesday, the LE Fuchsia Sierras and the H10 Optic. Could y'all do just Wheels of Fortune? Always fun mystery box without pens in it. I mentioned in the past, we had said in the past we wouldn't do Wheels of Fortune again. And, we did break that rule for the 100th episode of the live stream. And that was Karina's idea, 100%. But obviously it wasn't very many, and they sold out in like 7 minutes or something like that. It's probably not something that I'll do on their own again, just because it's a whole different level, and it really is tough on on being able to keep stock of things, especially if I want to do it for like being able to do it for TOF is its own thing entirely. So being able to do both, not likely going to be an easy thing for me to accomplish. Refund? ? Not yet. I discussed it a little bit in the members pre-stream, but as you guys can see, I'm on the internet with some sort of clarity level. The it appears that they have fixed my internet, but I had filed an FCC complaint yesterday because that is there's a whole thing about it. But anyway, it takes very few minutes to do. I compiled a bunch of the data that I had, and I just put in there the exact, data, number of tech visits, the amount of time I've been dealing with this, on and on and on. And they got, so when you file that, Xfinity, Comcast, whoever you want to call it, they are required to contact you within a certain amount of time, which is a very interesting thing. And it's a much different type of person that contacts you than trying to go through the regular tech support stuff. This person was definitely local, was very easy to communicate with in general. And we covered a few things. And once we can confirm that things are resolved, we can then start working on compensation, which he not only acknowledged, but he initiated that conversation. Now, if they want to try and give me $12, I will not accept. But you guys said I said the over under $300, and you guys 70 some percent were saying I'd get less than that, and I take that as a challenge. So Cherokee 995. Dude, this SCX30 kicks ass. I told you. It's so good. It's just ridiculous good. So $420.69, not $1 more. Honestly, I'll propose. That's you know what? I was going to go for considerably more than that. But if I can get them to maybe $694.20, that's what I'll go for. Because $420 that's less than I'm ready to accept. I mean, I'm going to start by requesting a full 11-month refund, which would be about $1,100. So, yeah. That's where we're going to start. Thank you for your initial offer. We'll counter offer with 15% off a cell phone line with a 3-year plan. Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm fully waiting for that. In the end, all I want is for my goddamn internet to work. So, but the amount of I'm not an angry person, but with the amount of anger that they've caused me, yeah, have them find you a Lincoln in mint condition. I am still on the hunt for a Lincoln Town car, everybody. 2006, 2011. I'm flexible on interior and exterior color at this point. I would like it to be somewhere near 100,000 miles, give or take. So, I don't want one with 200,000. Under $150. Let's say that. I'm not an angry person. Vengeful, absolutely. That is true. You fly to Michigan to get one? I'll fly to Michigan to pick up one. If I find the right deal, I'll fly for sure. But if it's in Michigan, it better not be completely rusted out. I need a solid car, because I'm going to put so much stereo in it that if there is rust, the car will fall apart. And I don't want to pay 20 grand. How about that one with 29,000 miles for 20 grand? Yeah, there's one down in SoCal. Super low mile. The big problem is that there is a lot of them listed with reasonable miles, but for way too much money, but then they just sit and they do not sell. Like the sales history on anything with the high price tag does not sell. So it's just a matter of like waiting people out before they actually check AZ mint 80K one. So I was checking AZ, or actually Ben, my buddy Ben, Scale Crawler Fab Shop, he was checking down there for me because I was like, hey, if you can find one down in Phoenix, that's perfect. We'll fly down. Nicole and I will fly down, hang out, Ben and Nancy, and then make that easy drive back to Sac in that big old boat. Just like, I'm here for it. I'd love to fly to Arizona to find one. Lowball them at 10K. Yeah, that's, for God's sake, stay on the salt. Yeah, that is. How many hours is it to drive? How many hours is it to drive V? Wait, what does that mean? I don't know what that means. I think you'd be a Mark 8 guy. Nope. I want a town car. I would love a Signature L, the longer wheelbase, longer rear door. I'm just, that's what I would like, but I'm not picky. I'm just looking. It needs to be a solid car. Paint doesn't have to be perfect. So, yeah, that's the, that is a little bit of where, but once we get there, Josh going to drive Uber Black. I am not. Also, I don't think you can drive Uber Black with a car that's that old. So Nicole can drive you in the cat around. You looking in Tampa? I looked a little bit in Florida, and I swear to God, the ones in Florida were some of the worst prices. I was like, man, I can get way nicer cars than this in California for less. All right, wheels, beadlocks are mounted. We can now start wheels and tires. Didn't think town cars were so expensive. That Vittoria, you just don't know. You don't know what you're missing out on. You would understand. You got to see this. Uber Classic could be a thing. Oh God. Just sent you one on Facebook. Did you send it to like my personal Facebook Messenger? Because I don't check that one. Because it is a disaster. It's just like 2,000 message requests. And I'm like, I'm not digging through it. But if you can send it on Instagram, that'd be helpful. When you finally find a tank car with flaking clear, are you going to park it in your yard? It's staying outside. This is gonna be just, this car is going to be ridiculous always. Red finger, let's go. Oh my God. OG Uber. Facebook is still, I mean, I still use Facebook Phoenix, but Facebook Messenger is my problem. What are you going to do with those 4 or 5 DFGs? I'll figure 07 limited for 2,900. How many miles does it have, though? Because there's a number of them like that around here, but they're like 280,000 miles. And I'm like, nah. 2010 for 10K, 94,000 Tucson. That doesn't sound too bad. Just doom scroll Facebook. That's, yeah, I just doom scroll. 190, that's too much. Too many miles. I want like less than 150. I would prefer closer to 100. Damn, these tires are thick. 2007 Signature Limited, 104,000 miles in Utah. Utah's not bad. I could get to Utah easily. It's clean. Where's this one at then? Good luck with those tires. Heard nothing but bad about them. Apparently too much webbing. I mean, they feel, the sidewall does feel thick. We'll find out though. Carcass up top doesn't feel bad, but sidewall, I don't know. Maybe it's from people running 3D printed foams. I don't know if I could live without groups or marketplace on Facebook. I struggled to mount those tires on BBW 2.2s. The beads were way too thick and ended up cutting one once I tightened the wheels up. Son of a bitch. About what we're trying to do. Oh no. 91K signature edition on Insta. Ooh, okay. See, we might be able to find it now. I'm gonna little class project. Find me a town car. I could be into this. I'm gonna have to send recruits to go look at cars though. So one thing. Let's see. I grabbed 4 of the longer 440 screws rather than the standard ones you use for the wheels, because that can help you. It's hard to show the length, but so you get them started with the longer ones and then replace one at a time once you get it further down. Sometimes works on the stubborn and hard to reach. Let's see. Forgot to vent the tire. I always vent them at the end. It's fine. Signature limited 13 limited 13,000 23. Yeah, 23. I've seen that one. That is too much money. What year, Josh? 06 to 2011. Okay, just checking our front bead to make sure everything is good. I think we're still looking good. Still looking good. So we're going to take one of these out, replace with the shorter. The opposite side. Replace. Where do the tie rod and steering link mount to the new F10 brass knuckles? Tie rod under the arm and link on top. Yes, I believe that is the method. I have to look again, but I'm pretty sure that is correct. You said you wanted long. I'm not going limo. 2009, 130K for 5. I will say that the interior has to be, the seats have to be good. That is the one thing, is the shitty interiors, like the ripped seats and things like that. If I find a good enough deal, I can replace them, but like black on black, 7,900. Boss buys and sells around 150 cars a month at auction. Town cars are pretty common with reasonable mileage, cheap. I like the sound of that. These tires do feel stuffed on I don't feel bad. They feel pretty good. Are those cut and shut? No, these are the new ProLine 5.25 crawlers. So mounted up, that width is good. Out off the wheel, they look a little fat, but once you get them mounted, they look pretty good. We'll vent them quickly. Let's see. Clean these scissors off, evidently. There we go. Looks good. So yeah, 525 tall BFG crawler on a 2.2 wheel. So it's the same size, or as a cut and shut basically, but you can just buy it that way instead. That came out good. I like that. I'm happy with that. And that wasn't too bad to mount. Using those long screws helps a lot. Did you look for the Mercury Marquis too? Literally the same damn car. The interior isn't as good. I like the interior so much more on the town car. That's why I want it. Otherwise, like the Crown Vic or a Marauder, Grand Marquis, but I specifically want the interior of the town car. Leather hole punch is the way to go for venting. I know, I just never do it. I think I even have one in here. Do I? I always used to. Probably down in the garage, or it's up here. Nut zert tool. I guess I don't anymore. Honestly, I stopped even thinking about using the hole punch after I had forgot to hole punch them for like the 500th time in a row. And I was like, you know what? I'm not even going to pretend like the hole punch method is the method that I use, because it's not. I never remember to do it. I'm not going to do it. So instead, I just make 2 cuts with a pair of Lexan scissors, and I've never had a problem. Lexan scissors or, flush cuts, literally whatever is near me. I stabbed the tires in my IJ today in the office with a pocket knife just because they looked a little full. I was like, that's it. Will you forever remember if you accidentally glue a set without venting them first? You will forever remember if you accidentally. I don't really ever glue tires. I'm not a racer, so that's never been something I've ever really had to. I think that, like, when I had to glue like some mega truck tires once, and I remember I glued one of the 4 on backwards, and they were glued that way, and I was like, I'm not buying more. That's it. I got water in my 110 tires, but how do I keep it out of there? I mean, you don't, or you just don't drive in water, or you don't vent your tires, which sucks. But it's like one of those things of like, either you vent your tires and you get the benefit of the performance, or you don't vent them and you don't have to deal with water. I rarely go in water, but if I do, I take my tires and wheels apart and let them dry out. Usually when I do it is when I'm traveling, and I have to do it so that TSA doesn't like squeeze a tire and they're like, what's all this liquid? Now we have to check your butt. Anything I put glue on turns fine. I hate mounting tires so much. My OCD takes over trying to make sure the foam is 100% centered. That's me if I'm off. See, the foam self-centers itself. Looking sure. Cherokee 1995. Thank you. You had to glue some HPI geos to. Oh God, you guys remember narrow? How many of you in here ever narrowed a set of plastic wheels to run on a scale truck? It was a rite of passage. It had been a long time since I did it, but narrowing wheels, man, if you could get the wheel chucked up in a drill, like on a stub shaft or something like that, you could spin it and take a razor blade or a knife and just sit there until it would cut and try and flip it so you could get the other side. And then you would basically just slip fit them while glue. Probably 3 of us. Oh, I know. You know how many times I've heard that tonight now? You know what? I'll be happy to hear it over and over if this continues. So, I mean, we've been streaming for over an hour with the combination of this stream and the members stream before it. I keep seeing Cletus and crew behind Civics. Really? I have not seen that. Ah, shit, that was already a short one. I guess I replaced them all already. Actually, I don't think that I did. Or maybe I did. Where's the other long one? Oh, there it is. Okay. All right, 2 down. I built a TLT. Oh, man. This stream has been wild. Don't jinx it. But we are not peak usage. I will tell you, yes, it would start to shit the bed basically around 6 p.m. So we're doing okay. What's the blue car above the Woods Runner? Oh, that's the Traction Hobbies 1/6 scale Porsche. Big old thing. All right, 2 down, 2 to go. Foamed up. We're set so far. Big dumb Porsche. There's a shelf of rigs behind him. Where did that come from? Did you know there's a door back here? Amazing. Can you run H10 axles on a Rockabilly? Yes. Brian, one of my engineers at the office, he put H10s under his. He had to do a couple of things. He took the servo and he flipped it upside down, more like how you would run a servo behind the axle with an F10. Did that. And his name on Instagram is Brain Fab, just like Brain Fab. And it's a little picture of Pinky. So if you find his Instagram, you'll find a few photos of it. He did a good job. Behind the shiplap. Suck it, LSK. Do you find yourself sniffing new tires at work? Has anyone caught you? I do not. I will say that I do think that I might be slightly allergic to Proline tires, because after I work with them or touch them, my lips tingle, and that's probably too much information, but I'm just letting you know. Is it pinky or, oh wait, you're right. It's the brain. Obviously. Whatever. Ugh, a Toyota guy. Dude, I know. I have to deal with it all freaking day. Him and Brandon are both Toyota guys. Quit licking. I literally do not lick them, and it still does it. Now everyone, Gracie, MST, good seeing you, man. Glad to see you pop in here. Hopefully, we'll still see you in events sometime, even if you have to come from, Florida now. You're not supposed to be making out with tires. I don't believe that I've ever had a tire purposefully touch my lip. Nothing wrong with a little lip tingle. All right, more phones. Make sure I'm grabbing the right ones. Yes. New tires have that new shoe smell. Who all remembers the smell? Remember how different of a smell Payless shoe store had versus anywhere else? He just rubs them on his cheek and whispers to them, like Days of Thunder, talking. I do good. You're gonna do real good. The tires tingle the tongue like a 9-volt. Yuck. New belt smell. It's new. See, I wear a. What's my belt? Grip Life, or what's it called? Grip Lock. It's the one that does the magnetic clasp thing. It's so good. Switched to it like maybe 4 years ago. Never going back. Do the tires taste like grape or purple? Dude, I'm telling you, if these tires tasted like purple, I'd buy so many more tires. Groove Life, thank you. Knew something like that. Yes. And if you don't, I'm not trying to be a accessory influencer, but freaking Groove Life belts. I've got 2 regular ones, like a gray one and a black one. And then I have a leather one as well for fancy nights. I have a Cholo belt. I'm over here choosing holes. New shoe smell. Payless is the only store that pops in my head. Me too. Immediately. You say new shoe smell, that Payless shoes. Right on 72nd Street and what would that have been? Maple, maybe? I think it was 72nd and Maple in the Kmart parking lot. Subway was across the street. We'd go to Target with my mom, and sometimes we get an icy. The actual icy brand ices, unbeatable. White cherry icy, amazing. R.I.P. Payless, I know. Fancy nights when you wear the same shoe or 2 different. They looked so similar. Like my nice shoes, they're the same shoe. There's 2 different colors, slightly different colors at that. But whatever. Your Payless wasn't in the mall? No, ours was freestanding. It's a freestanding building. We did have one in the mall, Westroads Mall, upstairs, just outside of JCPenney. But the one that I remember the most from my childhood was freestanding. Your town had a 72nd Street? I think no, that was not my town. That was when we went into town. My hometown definitely did not have 72nd Street. I don't even know if we had, I think we probably had 16th. I think we had 16th Street. Ours was next to the Radio Shack. There might have been a Radio Shack right there too. Right. I live on 72nd Ave. Oh, yeah, Tyler? Well, what's your mother's maiden name? And what was your first pet? No shit, our palace was next to a Radio Shack also. It's a conspiracy. They own the mattress stores. You guys ever hear the mattress store conspiracy? Oh my God, it's ridiculous. I love it. Graduating class was 67 kids. Mine was 39. I bet to this day, I could name most of them. Josh's hometown was a correctional facility. Nice. It's a very nice little town. 39 inmates. Graduated to work release. Yep. Okay. Beat is good. Mine was 548. Yeah, that my hometown was 800 people. The whole town. Josh, best motor ESC for stubby kit. Well, I haven't tried this new hobby wing that I've got installed in the IJ yet. So I would have to say that right now my preferred option is the Holmes 540M 1800 kV and the V3 ESC. The Holmes V3 ESC. I just put the hobby wing in and it rips. I've only barely tested the hobby wing on mine, and so far it feels good, but it's literally only been bench test type stuff, so that's not enough to go on. Right. Why does it always feel like you should be done by the third tire? And you're like, I got a whole nother one to do. Okay. Looking good. Let's vent and move. Josh doesn't run his shelf cleans. Yeah. I just don't video it because running footage gets awful views. Cherokee, Outrunner, not from John, feels like I'm cheating. I know what you mean. Installing that hobby wing in this little thing, I was like, man, I haven't ran a non-Holmes Outrunner in a really, well, that's not true. I ran the Puretech in this thing and it did not work. Why vent if there's shelf coins? We're running, I'm mounting this because we've got a comp on Sunday. And my current setup is illegal. Can't wait to see your IJ run. I'm excited for that as well. I'm running the new Hobby Wing Outrunner and really like it, especially for the price. Yeah, it's like $30 for the motor and $49 for the ESC. I mean, yeah, that's a deal. I put the shit. I can't remember. I don't remember if I put the 2200 or the 1800 in there. Right. Huh? Is it a suspension bridge with a bunch of fingerless gloves? You know, there's sometimes that I don't like when our hobby gets exposure in the mainstream media. And that was clearly one of those times. Like I'd rather people didn't know that this existed. Let's see. I'm about to try to really thin 3620. Oh, the really thin secure motor. I haven't ran any of their newer stuff, so I don't know much about them yet, or at least like as far as their 10th scale offerings. I just ordered some 2.2 kilos for my Jimmy's build. I'm excited to try these tires. Like I said, the current setup I had on mine was not legal for 2.2 class We Rock, because it says that you can't stretch a 1.9 tire over a 2.2 and be legal 2.2. So that's why I picked these up now that they're available. I was like, oh, well, let's try that. Why not? I love a crawler. We've got the new Vanquish Toyos as well. Are they Toyos? No. Why am I brain farting on what our new 2.2 is? The 525. See, I actually haven't ran them myself yet, but I'm such a sucker for crawlers. Just binged your IJ videos. Nice work. How hard would it be to retrofit the cage for the half cab? I don't know that yet. I was, I kind of designed this stuff just because it's what I want for myself. And then it just kind of works out where I can share it with other people and, helps for video content and sharing and all that kind of stuff. Great. Toyos? Now you got me see, Vittorio? Now, Vittorio has a little bit more of an excuse. He wasn't there for the release, but I should know. How fussy are you about getting the rings and tires center? Always have trouble with that. Drives me nuts. I'm not that fussy because they move and they're going to move. If you try and like overly center them and you side hill something big, it's going to shift and center to wherever it can go. So I straight up just get the tires mounted and then move on because it's never going to be exact later anyway. Yeah. Gosh, I'm curious if you saw my green origin order come through today, or do you not see it until the end? I did see it today. So when I see them come through, I create a build sheet for it, the whole thing. And I, go through and I got it passed off. Let's see, I can even, yours would have been that one there. Wait, no, this is November, isn't it? There it is. All the way that one. Yeah. Gray, green, clear, black. I did see it. I created it. I got it over to packaging to start the plating process for your chassis and all that kind of stuff. It's going. They kind of marry to each other as they absolutely can. Macrame yourself a pair of jean shorts. It's Vittorio. He's dead. This is actually his spare bedroom. I just brought all my stuff over so that I could fake the studio while they're still fixing my internet at home. But he's cooking dinner. Okay, to be fair, it's empty because I went from a studio to a 2-bed. Now, Vittorio is insisting that the bed that he showed was actually a queen. However, none of us still believe him. So he was like trying to show invoices and stuff, and said he remeasured it with the iPhone app still. Not very believable. Green screen. There's more stuff in that room than Vittorio's place. I bet you're right. The cabinets, the toolbox. I got shelves on these walls. It would have absolutely taken me longer to guess this than I'm just saying. For sure, more in here. Can we measure with the proper tape? Not very convincing for a marketing director. Listen, we let him pick any title he wanted. He's got to prove it. Hold on. I got to turn on. It's getting hot in here. I turn the fan on. It's a team of queen. I didn't see a 3D print. I agree. And Vittorio hasn't 3D printed. Just saying. Okay, so wheels and tires are all mounted. We got to put some hubs on these, which I need to replenish this hub box. What do I have on here now? Looks like 475s maybe. Yeah. Do I want to go 475s? Yeah. We'll try that. All right. Now, the bigger task is going to be swapping over the radio, I think. I don't really actually remember where all the electronics are stuffed in that thing, but I guess we're going to find out. Any updates on the new series for partial projects? Oh, the Be Right Back series? It's mainly just a matter of getting to it at the moment, but I really want to do that. Surprised you're not running Swampers. I feel like you're trying to rage bait me with that comment. We all know Swampers are the worst. I want you to come to my place. I have a queenish size bed and some leftovers in the fridge. There was no there was no leftovers in there. Vented, done. Josh Hartman, can you mount those on your origin so we can see what a 2-2 looks like on the origin? Oof. Well, it wouldn't. This will not clear. The 2-2 tire itself, not this one, but the size of this tire wouldn't fit. When did you install the Harley side wood strips and shelving? It was all just brown in the past. Buffering. Did it? I need to know. You just fucking with me? Be careful. No buffer here. Oh, okay, good. Woo! Not you, not you. I also don't like ugly. See, I'm glad for that, because I made a Bogger comment at work today or yesterday to be like, to test Vittorio, and he agreed. I was like, yes. He had enough of these problems. I agree. I'm like, I just shut off my Wi-Fi so it go away. Okay. Can't do that. Can't do that to me. Oh, so, see, now I have not touched tires to my face at all, and my lips are tingling. I'm telling you, I'm slightly allergic to Proline tires. Boggers are distinguished. Boggers are not distinguished. Boggers are like Kentucky distinguished. It's like putting your good camo Crocs on to go to the store to pick up cigarettes. I get the same thing. Odd, itchy tingle. I don't know if you're just fucking with me or not, but it makes like the inside of my mouth, lips all feel weird. Silicone allergy? I guess it could be. Made in Wuhan for sure. No, for real. See, I mean, I believe you. I believe it's possible. Although I work with silicone every once in a while, like when I'm doing molds for carbon fiber, and that doesn't mess with me. But I mean, I guess it could be. You're allergic to the mold release. Happens all the time at tire facilities. Okay, that I could absolutely see as well. I can taste it for hours after building Prolines. It's like they're off. I'm telling, it's only with Proline tires too. Yeah, it could be their mold release though. The mold releases in Michelin used to make people sick. Interesting. There was, I don't remember the factory, but down in it was Oklahoma. I think it might have been like Arbuckle, Oklahoma. There was a group of guys that came out for Axial Fest. And I talked to them for quite a while, and they worked at, I think it was a Michelin plant in Oklahoma there. I don't know why that has anything to do with anything, but I guess I just immediately think of them when I think of tire plants, and I don't know. I feel like I was going to go somewhere with that story, but I got nothing. And then I saw them again at, or one of them and their daughter in Utah. But yeah, Firestone plant. You could be right. I could believe that. Good share. Yeah, thanks. Yeah. Good work, guys. It was near the West Side landfill. I feel like Phoenix is 1,000% bullshitting. ADHD stories are the best stories. Still have my painted brass on the front of this, though. See? Black. Can't even tell it's brass. Oh, I wonder if this comp is going to make us run a driver. Where do I? Oh, look at that. There I am. Joshua. Ooh, those tires look good on there. They do. All right, fine. Yes, need a driver. Fine. I'll zip tie him in there. Run the rig one time in the backyard. Time for a new set of tires. These tires have a few runs on them. Not many, but a few. The real slim gravy. That is redonkulous. Proline by the fire. Renamed to Proline by the fiery lips. It's not so much fiery, it's more tingly. Okay, so I put these in the box. They've been used. I guess they could still go. Well, no, there's no room. Okay. Okay. Josh, do scale trail videos a la coverage from trucks driving a trail by fair or Matt's coverage from his scale events interest you or others? Curious how coverage videos are received. So coverage videos can do okay, but if it's mainly like actual driving footage, they don't do well. Driving footage of RC trucks just doesn't do well. People don't watch it for very long and they move on. Coverage usually works when you're like walking around or talking about what you're doing or seeing or explaining things like that. If you want to show running footage, it needs to be short and just like even like B-roll on top of talking about what you're doing or something like that. Not the main point of it. Like if I ever put up footage of these things on the actual courses, that's for me. That's footage for me. I don't expect it to do well at all, and it never does. So wait, didn't you need to print a taller driver? This is the taller one. This guy is tall enough. So see that he far exceeds 6 inches by at least 1/4 of an inch. So there you go. Legal. When I first printed it, I printed one that, oh, he's got a dislocated shoulder though. When I first printed him, he was too short. So I had to print another one. Relocated shoulder now. Don't worry. West Desert Wheeler might be the exception. Yeah, I mean, I think his videos do pretty well. Yeah, they do pretty well. Let me see. Let's see. Just going to YouTube. West Desert Wooler, as Nicole says. Videos. So like, yeah, but kind of not, because like, I mean, Logan's subscribers basically is growing. Steve's doing well. Like the XP10 video did pretty well, 7,000 views in 4 days. But like most of them, they're 3,000-4,000 views, couple thousand, three not. So like, I mean, I think that Logan's got a pretty good viewer base now. If they weren't driving videos, they could probably do better. Because like if I did it and if I put out a video and it's driving footage and it does like 4,000 or 5,000 views, I'm not going to be super stoked. So that's kind of like what I mean. Yeah. So, it is a tough one, but let's see, content. Yeah. Like fabrication footage for me, typically that's such a small market that you're going for. And it's just like I know if I'm doing heavy fab in a video, that's not going to do that well. Over time, if it's a fab only video, it might do okay. But anytime I do something that's like not directly, like when I do a welder review, things like that, I don't expect that to do well in the short term. It's usually over time that those standalone videos like that do well. But yeah, otherwise, I'm usually, like anytime it's under like 10,000 views, I'm kind of like, well, not a great video. And, that happens pretty often, but, usually over time they'll crawl up there. So yeah, it's one of those things. So it's all relative, it's like when I first started doing videos, I was super stoked if something ever hit 1,000 views. I was like, that's awesome. And then it just goes and goes over time. And now it's just like, what does worse, STL 3D or driving footage? Ooh, that's a tough one. I would say that driving footage, in some ways, I have some standout STL videos that have done really well as far as like either revenue numbers or subscriber numbers. That one I did on how to modify an STL, that video was ridiculous as far as those numbers went. I think I gained a couple thousand subscribers and made, it was ridiculous, like something you would never predict. And it's just like, whatever. But then most of the time those videos do super poorly. So yeah, it's one of those things, like I don't overthink it too much. I just put it up there and they do all right. Best videos are when you and Matt comp together. That is more fun, but it's generally because of all of the other bullshit in the background. Still driving the SCX30 around on my. That's the thing. They're actually a desktop usable thing, which is what's amazing. Going to do a video on the welder fettle. Maybe. I don't really have to do a video on that one. They sent it without the obligation of me having to do a video. They're just like, if you just want to give us some feedback, I'm like, okay, send it then. Like, let's test how actually impatient you are about this. How do I close a mesh back together after splitting? So you can use the repair function. It's not super easy, but the repair or the combine, but repair is probably, you're just trying to close it, like you cut off a portion of it. Now, the best thing to do is when you do the cutoff, when you do the actual cut function, don't do a cut with no fill, do a cut with fill, so it puts a wall back on it for you. What kind of views does your Makera Air CNC got? I don't, when did I even do that video? Let's look. Did I do that before? Let's see. That was, oh yeah. So that video that I did on fixing an STL was only 15,000 views, but it made like 10 times the revenue of most videos for some reason. It was just weird. Whoever the market was that it got to, it just did well. So there we go. My Makera video did 15,000 views, 14.4. That's fine. I mean, that's honestly way better than I would normally suggest or expect for something like that. So, all right. So now, I mentioned this at the beginning of the stream, but if you weren't here, I need to swap the receiver because I'm going to put my G11P on this because I had the four-wheel steer mod done by 314 RC Crawlers. And that, so now I can get rid of my MT12. Right? Yes. MT12. Couldn't remember what it was called for a second. I see that damn Makera reel daily. Dude, I see that reel daily as well. That I'm talking YouTube views, that other thing. God damn it. Trust me. I would almost, I need to figure out a way to be like, stop. You can't sponsor this. You know, the crazy thing is that they sponsor that stupid reel so much. It doesn't do me any good. It does them good. It's not my, I mean, some views here and there. I don't monetize my social media, you know, Facebook, Instagram, things like that. So like views on that does nothing for me. And I think it pisses more people off than anything, just seeing it so constantly. So it's like, it's probably doing me more harm than good. Make care made you, oh, maddening. Absolutely maddening. Okay. Hopefully I have a receiver. I have lots of receivers, but I have lots of Radio Master receivers. And the thing is that the Radio Master and the Fly Sky look like the same. This is a telemetry module, though. I bought so many Radio Master receivers before, and now I'm never going to use them. So I got to sell that radio and all the receivers. Shit. It's not looking good, folks. Row. Well, do I have any just sitting out? Am I unorganized enough to save my own ass? Ooh, what's this? This is the waterproof one. This is HDS. What is this? Is this one Ant or? I don't remember. I think this one only works on my Noble. I guess I can power it up and see. Why'd you ditch the MT12? Because programming it was the worst thing ever. And if you don't do it often enough, you forget too easily. And then I hate it. So I'd stopped because I hated it. Okay, let's adjust my power supply to not 30 volts. Eight volts is fine. All right. Now, I don't know. Yeah, it does. Turn this on. Maybe I'll join the camp with a rental. There you see. There you go, Victoria. If you charge at 15 amps, 30 volts is no. God damn it. Radio Master MT12 can't be bought in Canada. It doesn't meet government. Oh my God, no kidding. There we go. There's bind. Let me select a new model. I don't think that this receiver works, honestly. No, this radio's Ant. This is not Ant, I'm pretty sure. I'm 99% sure. Internet all good now? Matt, so far, so good. Like, we're doing okay. Other than the fact that I am out of Fly Sky receivers. How can I be out? I thought I ordered a bunch. Probably used them all. F. What is this one? Oh no, this one only works in the Noble too. Okay. Do I steal it out of something? Pull one out of the Porsche. That one doesn't have a Fly Sky in it. That does. Not taking it out of that. None of the rest of these have Fly Sky receivers. So I'd have to go take it out of something downstairs. You know, take it out of the IJ. It's not done yet anyway. That's fine. Team Associated 6x6. I have not put any radio gear in that. Where'd I just yeet that? Got it. Still no hood magnet. Still no hood magnet. We're gonna paint it now anyway, so Okay. Remind me to order more receivers. Okay. There we go. Can't recall. Is your sim rig set up in a video? No, it's not. I never did. Okay. I never did do a video on my sim setup. It's nothing fancy though. My sim is just a PS5 and it's a Logitech G Pro setup. So yeah, I mean, it's a nice wheel and pedal set, but it's nothing fancy beyond that. So at least yours has engine. Can I buy a Vanquish Origin or Vanquish Radio for my Origin? If you send customer service an email, they might be able to help you with that. Okay. So, God, there's a lot of channels in this stupid car. What is on the top there? 1 or 6? 1. Okay. So, double check this one. 1. I think that is the correct orientation. Now, 2. I did not leave myself much slack in here. Yeah, what a pain in the ass. I'll buy one from you. I might have extras. Can we see close-ups of the fab work you've done on the IJ now that you've removed the body? Yes. Soon, if I can get all these little plugs into this little thing. What the hell do I have in this thing that I need 6 channels? Oh, 5 in the BEC. Okay. I need to power this thing up. Do I have a... Oh. All right. Let's see. The struggles of fat fingers. I feel, dude, for real. When are you releasing the bumper and shock towers? I got some 9mm airbags in my TUF, and they're just destined for my IJ. Soon. Now that I got everything tested last night, I'll be able to get all of that put up there. So hopefully I can get that submitted this weekend. And it takes send cut send a handful of days to get to approve things, but I feel good about it now. So should be set. Okay. Seriously though, where that one will work. So set our voltage to 12. I know. Okay, so we're going to bind. Oh, I didn't hit start. Okay, I got bound. Now I got to make sure that my little endpoints and everything are good so I don't burn anything up. But we're going to be set. What power supply are you using? It's a Furnace. It's this little thing right here. So it's adjustable up to 30 volts DC at 5 amps. So you can't run anything too powerful, but it's adjustable. So you just set your voltage. You can set your amps if you want to limit your amps as well. Just kind of depends on how you want to do it. But it's a nice little thing. It's helpful to have on the bench. I've got a bunch of plugs so I can do JST or XT60. I got a bunch of different things. Male and female JST, servo, all those. So yeah, there you go. Quarter the size of mine, same ratings. Well, it also has a brick that gets plugged in, so you know, fancy. It is. I mean, it is kind of fancy. It's also nice. I should have a longer XT60 lead somewhere, but obviously that didn't work out for me. So it's just nice to. Gonna build a VS410 straight axle, Smart 900 or 1100 servo. Both are really, really good servos. 900 ounce inches is a ton of power, and that Smart 900 is one of my favorites. So like, you can't go wrong with that one. If you just want to go crazy, go to the 1100, works great as well. But that 900 is so good. Yeah. All right. Back up to live at 2x. Now Josh sounds like he's drunk and slurring at normal speed. Didn't Reef say not to use the 900? That's the 900 LP. That one I do not recommend. I had bad luck with it and burned it up. So I like the raw 800 LP. I do not like the 900 LP. So I need to go into our endpoints and make sure that everything is turned way down. So I don't remember what everything is on, so we're just going to be conservative on everything but the regular steering and the ESC. Because I think, like I said, I only have, hopefully I put the BEC in channel 6, but I guess I'll just be safe and turn them all to 10%. Would you recommend the low pro servo for rear axle for four-wheel steering? If you're doing behind the axle steering, I say go low pro, in general, front or rear. Okay, there we go. Semi-radio out to Dave with 3 and 4 rear steer mod for my gym. Yep, I'm looking forward to it. So let's turn this thing back on. Obviously that's good. Okay. We got to make sure that this is programmed to a channel. Let's just assume that it's on channel 3. And then I believe that it was VR2 that we need to set it on. Do you have the EXBEC? I do have the Red Cat, Oscar, and RC were guests on that RC show podcast. Behind the scene. Yeah, I always like Oscar. Oscar's the best. Super late to the party. How's the interwebs? Really good so far. LP on an H10 axle doesn't matter though because of the mount. I still like to run the LP on H10s because it sits above the axle. So I feel like if I run an LP, it just lowers where the weight is. That's why I like to run the LP on H10s. VR2. Okay. So that's working. And we're set up on the proper thing. So we're good there. That is channel 3. I can set my endpoints back up. We'll start at 100%, see if we need to adjust. Okay. There we go. Now the tough part, which is setting the EPAs for the 2 little shift servos inside this thing. They sit right up in the front here, but with it up in the air, hopefully we can get it accomplished. Oh, you know what what I need to do before that is I need to assign some buttons to them. Datum? Are you a surveyor or something? I mean, I did take geometric control systems while I was in college, and I worked with a lot of survey data. Did I say datum? It's not, I mean, it's a word that I would use. Okay, we need to assign a couple of buttons. Where do I want? I'm going to put dig on K7. I need to make sure that I know which one is plugged into K7. So let's say it's channel 4. Isn't that K? Oh, it's K7, not K4. Sorry. Let's see. I didn't know datum was a word. What servo horn on an optic using BTA? How important is steering angle, parallel versus angle, using portal axles on my optic hybrid? Oh, well, if you're using, I guess it depends on what axle you're using as far as what servo horn to use, though. If you're using F10s or H10s. So that would be all right. Now we need to, I'm fine with that one. What am I going to put the rear burn on? I guess I could put that on that one. What is that one? K6. So much. Is it pronounced datum or datum? Random. You killed him. Rob my Phoenix Sport. Okay, so if you're running that, the 28 millimeter, if you're running BTA, is probably a decent one to go with. That'll get you plenty out there, plenty of throw, keep your angles good. That is what I would suggest. Okay, what number? K6. Okay. If I can meet them, I can date them. All righty. Oh, endpoint. Doing endpoints is, I think it's the worst part of builds with multi-channels. It's just such a pain in the ass. I just don't like to do it. So we figured channel 3 was dig. One. It's just Bluetooth drive shaft. There's drive shafts and everything. I was like, no, what? I was like, did I forget drive? Okay, that's just straight up not channel 4 then. Oh, it's not channel 4. It's channel 3. Right? That is nice and smooth. No, wait. That's channel 3. It should be this. There we go. There we go. Waiting to see it move. Almost. Oh. Okay. Perfect. Is he doing a 4-wheel steer? The 4-wheel steer is set up. So there's that. There's that. I'm setting up the front and rear dig right now, which that's the let's see. Setting EPA is easy, just to the point where the turnbuckle can be spun freely. If it doesn't spin, there's too much tension. Yeah. That's easy when it's in a simple situation. When you're in a tight chassis like this, when you have to make sure that it's not just about what spins freely. We're looking at a dig, so it needs to engage into the dog of the lock side enough, as well as the drive of the drive side. So far from being able to just do it that way. Okay, so now this one. Nope, not that one. Okay, that should be good for the lock side. There we go. No! God damn it, you have to accept this one. Done. Ha! That wasn't so hard. Not hard. It just is a pain in the ass. Okay. So we should make sure that our sub trim is set. You need to take into account the drop of the chassis as well. No, because the servos are mounted to the chassis, which is affecting the transmission. So none of that moves. It's actually pretty good. Oh, front servo is reversed. Yeah, sick. We're done with that way faster than I thought I would have been. Oh, you know what I didn't check? Let's make sure that it moves the proper ways when you hit the throttle. It does. Okay. Done. Well, there we go. That was the task I was dreading the most. And we're done. Now we can pull up the IJ. We can go over all that fab stuff in there. If it was the M212, you'd still be setting the model name. That is no kidding. F that radio. But if it was the MT12, I could tell it to remote start my car as I got done with the last course. So I'd be ready to drive home. Congrats on the internet quality win at the expense of comedy gold. Saved my milestone chat for a time when you had pixels to spare. Well, you know what? Thank you, Jay. Mine finally broke. I'm set. I'm actually surprised that I swear the Radio Master is a cheap radio, $120, but I swear the build quality of that radio felt like $1,000 Futaba. Other than if you look at the screen or the buttons on the top. I swear the build quality of that thing was astonishing. I loved so much about the MT12. It was just it's a cool radio. It's got so much capability and potential, and I just hate everything about it. I wish I liked it more because it's one of the coolest, most potential in a surface radio I've ever seen. It's so good, and I just can't stand it. Order more receivers. Where's the IJ? Oh, okay. So this is the IJ without the body on it. So yeah, here we anyway. So there's the front shock towers. Doesn't want to focus on it only, but shock towers worked out really well. These lower portions here, like the nub here, that was a solid rod that went all the way through both sides. So the fixture, you drop it in with one rod that goes through both sides, one front, one back. You weld it all in that way. Actually, you do the whole thing. You weld everything. And then when you take it out of the fixture, you cut off those solid rods in the center. And then I do some fill weld on the back side of it. And Robert's your mother's brother. Did you leave the radio on? No. But I didn't hear it say goodbye either. That's weird. I don't remember. I like doing Lua scripts and making it actually show what position things are in. Yeah, I did enjoy that. I made a Lua or modified a Lua from one of the MOA things to do my front and rear dig and have the cool displays and all that. But you know what? It wasn't enough for me to, it wasn't enough to keep me around. Doing rear towers, probably. It feels sacrilegious to leave 3D printed towers in the rear. So I feel like I probably need to do rear towers. Yeah. Robert is my mother's brother. Josh, what's your most underappreciated Vanquish truck for the amount of effort that went into it? Do you have a favorite product, not the Origin or Ripper? You know, I feel like it's probably pretty lucky to say that all the products get appreciated a lot, pretty well. I think the one that I liked the most that the community probably didn't back as much was the Fordyce. The Fordyce is still probably my favorite VS410 overall. I think still it's probably still my favorite. Yeah, I just think I like the old school pickup look. That one was still my favorite. So kind of a not exactly your question, but kind of your question. That would be my answer. So yeah. So yeah, I think that would be it. But as far as my favorite product that's not the Origin or the Ripper, I guess I'm inclined to say the Optic. The Optic is still, I mean, as you can tell, I like caged stuff. Caged buggies, that is what I really enjoy. Full size RC caged buggies are just kind of my go-to. So you know, it's just like, and the Optic fills that need. And the Optic is so much fun to drive, especially if you got a couple people with them on the trails, because just you know, it's got the hard body panels, it's rigid, but it's got the wide axles. I like it so much. A pro version of the Fordyce would probably be like my like actual, you know, or the, you know, yeah, Optic hands down is my favorite, hands down. Yeah, there's just something about the optics, man. You get those things out on the trail and they're just too much fun. Especially, and I mean, if you want to do dumb stuff with them, you want to jump them off a like you want to jump from one rock to the next, like do it with an Optic. It'll just be like, okay, it's not, it'll take it. It's just the best for trail. What about a caged reconnaissance armored four-wheel drive truggy? I'm not as big into that style. I like the competition style or trail rig, like caged trail rig, purpose built rigs. Like those are the ones that I still really like. Any chance seeing another straight axle VS410 in an RTR soon? I mean, soon is a crazy word because time flies. I mean, I wouldn't tell you if it was tomorrow, is my standard axle or my standard answer, right? So does the Fusion Pro 2300 fit in the optic? Yes, Fusion Pro 2300 is my go-to choice for dropping in the optic. That is what's in that one right there. That's what's in the that one right there, I think. Yes, I think that one's got a Fusion in it. I don't remember what's in that. I have a lot of Fusions and a lot of trucks around here. Fusion Pro. Got to be the Pro version in 2300. It's a fantastic choice. Building my first optic makers kit while watching your stream tonight. I'm glad that my internet is working. Speaking of working, I should text Nicole to have her bring me another beer. There we go. Any experience with the Fusion Pro Elite 2300? Well, I have it. Actually, I think I installed it in my Origin, which I haven't finished yet. Did I? Is that where I installed it? No, that's a regular Fusion. What did I do with the Elite? Oh, it's in my electronics box. I haven't installed it yet, so no, I haven't personally used it. I need to. Do you have more than 3 beers? Vittoria, you can come drink one of my beers if you would like. Bring a stool. It's just shorter, correct? Am I missing something? It is shorter. It is also capable of running on 4S. So, thank you.
Hot in here?
Yep.
You need to leave the door open for a second?
Yeah. The second one of those beers is better. There is a $3,500 In all honesty, though, other than these 10th scales that you can see here, 2, 4, 6, 7, the 7 most prominently displayed here, I wouldn't sell any of those for less than $3,500. I don't know that I would sell. There's not a single one of them here that I would sell for, well, no, I don't know. I don't even know what I think all of those would be much closer to $5,000, which is stupid. Like absolutely stupid. Yeah, so yeah, like it's about, where's the Camtech? It's downstairs. It's on one of the shelves in my shop. So I still have it though, don't worry. there you go. Anyway, yeah. So I'm stoked with how this thing is sitting currently. I have 2 fab items possibly left. Rear shock towers is one that I feel like I need to do. And then the other one that I might do is I might redesign these 3D printed side guards. And like do a double shear, like a cool double shear mount for the upper links, and just make it out of metal, because why not? Do you use VR for your sim, or do you reposition a screen? VR. I only do VR. So then I don't have to have a monitor. It keeps it compact. So I designed these shelves specifically so my sim can sit perfectly. So like when I'm sitting in that, I'm underneath of the shelves. So I have to be pretty confident in my lag bolts. So Josh just set the price of original. You all heard. I'm not ready to sell it. I don't know about Corona. Let me tell you though, this isn't just Corona, Vittorio. This is Corona Sunbrew, which isn't better. It's like a more flavorful Blue Moon. So why not keep the sliders plastic? Plastic slides easier, or you're not going to run it. So for one, these don't really function like a slider. The body, when it is on here, sits down, right? So the slider is this outside, and it functions as the slider and sits there. The plastic part is actually like below, or above that surface, maybe a couple or a few millimeters, something like that. So it's not really the slider. But that being said, still, even if I did redesign it, so the one thing that I don't like is that these do have some flex to it. These are out of ABS glass fiber, which is, again, my favorite filament. And they've got a little bit of flex. As you tighten everything down, it kind of all sucks in together, which is fine. But for one, I think metal is cooler. 2, this leverages out these upper links, and I added an extra 3 millimeter spacer. So it uses the offset pivot ball from the optic, and then I added 3 more millimeters just because the upper link was getting too close to the chassis during the suspension cycle. So I felt like it needed it. Now, that's a lot of leverage on a screw. If I designed a set out of steel, I could tab it so I had a proper double shear mount, which is what I would like to do. And then with that, I could design it in a way that I could put a Delrin or like a Delrin slider or a 3D printed slider insert to make everything even smoother than this design with these bumps and things like that. So I think I could just do it in a way that was, in my opinion, a cooler or, more fun way, and again, it's just not needed. I just feel like I would like to do it. Because if I've gone this far, why not just do it again? Josh, flip that truck comeback. It's a possibility. I'll tell you the hardest part about it. And it has to do with some laws that changed. And that is that with the tax law changes that were delayed but are now in place, and many of you may know this as well now, if you do over $600 in transactions through something like PayPal, you now get 1099 through it. And, you know, payments and things like that I get through my website or whatnot, I get 1099. That's all tracked. It's a sale. I pay my taxes. I pay my taxes. The last letter I want is an IRS issue. But when you buy and sell trucks to do like a flip that truck thing, it adds these big chunks in, and to be able to try and like show things, you know, that are, you know, like like the amount of paperwork it takes to do that and not end up paying 37% tax on the sale of those things is really difficult. So then I'm limited to like, you know, it's real hard. And it's one of those things I'm just like, well, I did like that series in its own way, but man, do I like it enough to end up paying a lot of money in taxes for it? Like, I don't know. Sorry, I has to get the email. Josh, would a Mamba X fit under the dash on the full-size Mamba X? Do I have a Mamba X? I have a used electronics box. Jesus. This box is ridiculous. It's a quick run. That's a Mamba Micro X2. I feel like I have to have a Mamba X. That was like my go-to for so long. I don't think that I do. I don't think that I do. Damn it. See if I can. Micro X. I don't know. I'd maybe just get a smaller yes. All my Mamba X's are in Texas. All my X's live in Texas. Yeah, sorry. I don't think I can help you. Sorry. That's why I live in Canada. Let's see. The $600 reporting threshold is not in effect for the 2024 tax year. Current information suggests the threshold for tax year 2025 and beyond might revert to the previous limit of, oh, hey. But what about the 2020? This seems like old information. We need to know for 2025. And 200 transactions July. Yeah, that's what I gotta know. You did PayPal and Iris. Currently, gross total of 5,000 goods, service transactions, regardless. So, yeah. So, I would still be over that threshold, because I do, like, I run a lot of my YouTube through that. So, I mean, just my YouTube monthly expenses, just to like run the channel, is probably like maybe $600 a month or so, with, you know, business insurance, software licenses, website, payment processing, like just all of those, the little things. You know, you spent $80 a month for Adobe Suite to have all of the apps. You have my website hosting, my credit card processing. Josh's debt paid for by flipping trucks. Haha. Not paid for. I have a loan. Yeah. That's why I have to drive somewhat sensibly, because Geoguessr for a Friday night, obviously we're geoguessing at the end. You should do a spare parts only build off, limited to only the stuff you have in the bins. I discussed that a little bit earlier. It would be unsavory to do that. I have way too much like really nice stuff. It would not feel very relatable. Hello, Josh. I will have a mullet as a gift. Could you tell me what length the drive shafts are in the front and rear? I will order some in the metal. I don't know the length specifically. The Incision drive shafts, the IRC 220s or IRC 00220, they drop right on, but I can't remember the actual length specifics. If you don't want to buy the Incision ones, I'd maybe reference those for the length and then go that route. They have track insurance. Don't be a wimp. Listen, I'm not there. If maybe once I have the Lincoln as the, you know, Josh would win. He has all the good stuff. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, here's my priceless LE build from the boxes. Exactly. This like, has your channel paid you back for all the money put in over the years, though? I would say since 2020, the channel has been net profitable. Before that, though, never would it have. And like, if I put an hourly rate on everything, it would not be it. You know, like a job at McDonald's for the hours would definitely have paid more. But that's not like, you know, you start. It would be real hard to like really calculate everything as far as, you know, opportunity costs and things like that it has afforded, and even like getting trucks to review and things like that. They have a value and all that, so it's just, yeah, you know, hit the corkscrew with the arrow. No. I don't want to track the Lincoln. I'm saying if I have the Lincoln to drive, I could use the Corvette more. Like, Praise Wheel definitely needs to come back. Oh, Praise Wheel. Praise Wheel does not praise me. First for the print die art we're seeing is Snohomish, Washington. Their tracks are completely covered in oof. Damn, man. Anybody up in the Pacific Northwest, I hope you're on at least high ground, even if it's not dry ground. Like, man, that flooding has been wild. Ugh. Yeah. I know, but less funny to watch. You would never even be able to see. Like, I don't know what would be harder to see the corkscrew in, the Corvette or the Lincoln. I'm late. Is it working? So far, we've been streaming for 2 hours and a little over 45 minutes, and I don't think we've had a problem. It could be fixed. I mean, we could be good. Yeah. Your special bin of wheels could easily pay out the tax. Taxes are a bit. It's yeah. So the Ethernet cable from the neighbors is working. I haven't been on Nextdoor lately to see if everyone is experiencing the pleasant drop-free situation, or if it's just me. But let's just say, don't brag about it working so well. Xfinity will reduce their counter to 12% off the cell line. But the Ripper could pay some taxes. Oh, yeah, probably could, but it ain't going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. I'll own it long until it's worthless. One day this shit will all be worthless. For now, I can stare at it and say, I built that. Be careful. Brock thought his internet was good also. Oh, I agree. I'm telling you. Am I the only one buffering? I think so. I don't think that we've had any problems over here. So ordered the hobby wing for my TOF stubby kit. It's a good buy. I mean, it's a good price. That's what I got in here. So 10 BL80. Wish they would have come up with a better name. And oh yeah, I didn't remember what KV this is. This is the 2200. I guess I wanted some pep. Buffering is a Canadian thing. I forgot how close I am to Thunder Hill. Yeah, that's right. You're not that far, Vittorio. You can make your WRX make more clanking noises now as you wear everything else out. I just did the stubby kit with the hobby wing setup, and it's fantastic. You know, that's basically what this is. I put a stubby kit in a VS410, which is obviously not typical, but you know, it's worked out well. It looks good. It accomplished. It let me shorten up the front wheelbase a little bit, clear the servo. I did shorten up the tongue on the skid plate there. I could clean up that cut a little bit. I'll do it when it's all torn apart. But do you combine some of your insurance rates to get a better deal? I saved a ton of money this way. My regular, so yes, basically, but like YouTube insurance is different. So it's like business insurance and what's it called? Errors and omissions insurance. So if you say something incorrectly or whatever on a video and someone gets all butthurt about it, then you have, you know, errors and omissions insurance. Wasn't that much extra beyond a regular insurance, business insurance policy. So yeah, there you go. Can to make the TOF LE colors more easily known so I don't have to see all the posts Facebook asking. Nah. Lincoln Insurance will be cheap. They'll assume you have AARP with the town color of that. Does Project IJ raise the COG significantly? I'm planning to convert my stance RTR and add a stubby with Shorty Holmes motor. Yeah, I mean it definitely will over a Lexan body. On a stance, yes. I mean, this body here, actually, I'd be interested to see if any of you guys have a Project IJ body near you that you have like a regular printed cage on and printed armor and all that. I'd be interested if one of you could weigh yours with just the body, just like this. And then I'll weigh mine if I can get anybody to agree to that. Otherwise, I'll weigh it later. I got a set of bullies in my TOF that are bronze but pretty dark and flat. Are they the normal run bullies? Yes. Yes, for sure. Wayne BRB. Has whoever got the special coin that TOF come for? Nope, they never did. Ooh, another one. I'd like to, great. 2.2 LBs. Okay, there's one. I want to see. On grid, maybe once I have a second car. Josh has a town car, so I can carpool in case of issues. Yeah. You're gonna run my schedule now, Vittorio. I got like 4 here. 2 pounds from Tyler here. Okay. His signed coin came up a few days ago. No, signed coin isn't it. These have a specifically different milling to it. It's noticeable. Fully 3D printed IJ 1.965. Okay. 1 pound 15, 1 pound 14. Okay, so we're anywhere from 1 pound 14 to 2.2. They're all pretty close. Most of mine are 2 to 3 depending on the parts. Yeah, depending on how much stuff you put on, right? But yeah, it looks like we're 1 pound 14 to 2.2. So let's grab a block. So let's go pounds and ounces. Would anybody like to venture a guess? So obviously I have the roll cage steel, the aluminum roof, the aluminum body armor around, the steel sliders. You know, of course, it's got the cage also has like these big full side steel pieces here, and then the steel pads that are on the bottom that help it marry to the floor. And that's it. Okay, so the 4.2, 2.5, 2.4, 3.5, 1 pound 5. Yours is 1 pound 5 ounce. That's light. Oh, let's get 2.6, 3.25, 2 pounds 13 ounces, 2 pounds 5 ounces, 2 pounds 1 ounce, 12. All right. So I took a photo of the scale, and well, Art, I think you were close. 2 pounds 4.4 ounces. So that's pretty good. That's like just over 2.25 pounds. So 2.3, 2.4 or 2.3 pounds, basically 2 pounds, 4.4 ounces. But Art, you were damn near dead nuts. A legit questioning that all those people have a loose body and a scale sitting that close. Nuts. Yeah. So that's pretty good. I'll say 2 pounds, 4 ounces with all the steel on there, especially these. I mean, these sliders aren't thin. That's some mass. The cage has some significant mass to it, but that's pretty solid for doing that. You know, I don't think that the cage weighs much more than the 3D printed. Like, obviously, none of them are like that much heavier. Yeah. Actually, I got a spare in mind too, so it's super light without the spare. Yeah, that is wild light. 4 pounds. What the hell? Thank you. Well, I mean, honestly, I think that a lot of people would have thought that this was quite a bit heavier than it is, just because, you know, steel rather than plastic, you know, aluminum roof skins. Like, it's one of those things, like, people like would expect this to be heavier. So just saying, like, it's not that crazy. The trick is to go 5% infill on the seats and console and dash up the walls and infill on only. Yeah, I mean, my seats and stuff like that actually are pretty thin in comparison to his. So, well, my dash as well. Can confirm, pretty light. Picked it up today. Compared to some of them I picked up, I'm like, I think my body's lighter than yours, even with all this shit on it. I'm at the desk, truck on the shelf, held the bag. That's the thing, is like the body's just like, dunk, you just take them out. Let's see. Josh, do you think that you can machine a master cylinder and brake booster for the firewall? Could, for sure. Yeah, both of those would be pretty. Will I? I don't know. What's Brandon's way? That's what I want to know. I want to take the body off Brandon's and weigh it. I bet you my body's lighter. We need to try 3D printing the dies, the stamped steel body panels for all of it. I'm not. I've taken this one way too far already. I will not be going any further. IJ body is significantly lighter than my RC4 Drive extra cab, but rather close to my C1 RC4 Drive Mojave. Yeah, I could see that. I mean, I feel like some of those C1 Mojaves got pretty light when people went crazy to try and make them compy. Machine the booster, print the master cylinder. Yeah, that's. Don't buy this. I probably didn't have to tell many of you that, but, or actually you should. You should buy it and try one of them. Actually, yeah, get a 6-pack and get 5 people, and I'll hand everybody one. When Dan showed me Brandon's, I thought it was made with lead. I'm like, Dan, how are you printing this? What are you doing? Like, why is this so heavy? It's goddamn ridiculous. No, thank you. Yucky. You try the hard Mountain Dew yet? I don't think so. I tried the hard Sunny D, and that was pretty good. As well with hot chocolate ramen. I think it was s'mores ramen. Thank you. I don't need any more enemies. Pacifico and fresh lime done. I agree. I had that last weekend. And tonight I drove the Jeep today, which I don't drive all that often, but drove the Jeep today. And I had to fill up on the way home. And I went into the Arco and was like, oh, I grabbed gummy clusters because I'm a child. And then I was like, you're just going to grab a 6-pack of something. I was like, oh, Corona. I was like, oh, what's that? I was like, what did it say? Citrus cerveza. I'm like, that's perfect. I love a hint of lime. You know, like that's, I'm on it. It's much closer to like I don't know, like Mike's Hard Lemonade. Do you remember that? Response with me put it on 13 pounds. Have you tried the hard shell nerd gummies? Pretty good. I have. The first time I ever tried them was when I got that radio back from 314 RC Crawlers. He had some little packages in there. Like, wow, these are really good. And then NW Scalar sent me a bag of them in the mail. And I'll tell you what, I had them on my desk and the bag disappeared in a day, but not just from me. Everybody in there was like, what are those? And it's and then they disappeared. So, which was fine. That is totally fine that they disappeared. It's for the best. Hard shell snake eggs. Jesus. Mike's heartburn lemonade. Yeah, right. Josh, you an IPA drinker? I am not. I used to be. Something changed for me. Nicole and I used to do like brewery tours wherever we would travel. That was always our thing. We'd go travel somewhere, and like while we were there, we'd do a brewery tour or whatever, and really enjoyed them. And 2015, 16, whatever it was, I don't know what happened. Something changed. If I have 2 IPAs, I will have a near migraine shortly thereafter or the next morning, if nothing else. I don't know what it was, but I stopped being able to basically drink IPAs. So I don't drink much. I bet 80% of the beers that I drink, you guys see me drink on some sort of live stream. Every once in a while, otherwise I might have a beer, but I enjoy having a beer. And for some reason, I feel like when I am streaming, I enjoy it, which sometimes I do question as being slightly insensitive because I know a lot of people use our awesome hobby as a distraction from other areas that people have been addicted to in life. And I'm like, maybe I shouldn't do that on stream. Maybe that's kind of a dick move. But you know, that's, I guess, another ADHD story. I usually only drink when I golf. I've been thinking about golfing more lately as well. I miss golfing, but I feel like I'm already a little tight on time these days. You drink because of Xfinity. We get it. You know what? Maybe that's why. Maybe that's the correlation. I don't stop drinking so I don't get a headache. But also beers. Get ready to start 3D printing wall organizing. Any suggestions in here? Ooh, I've seen some of those cool wall ones. I don't know. I'm sober and don't mind watching drink. I do appreciate that. Makes me feel slightly better about what I sometimes feel are poor choices. I stopped drinking. Corona wasn't going to bring me back. Now that's funny. Maybe it was the internet causing issues and not the caffeine. Shit, maybe I start drinking caffeine again. You know what? Today on the way home, before the gas station and the Nerds gummy clusters, I stopped at Starbucks. And you know what I ordered? A decaf latte. Unreal. Unreal. So, yeah. What's the point? Because it still tastes good. I like the taste of coffee. I love a latte, but I have stuck. He's gone. Left Coast Loon. It's called a milkshake. What a nerd. The fuck? The non-alcoholic beer of the coffee world. Gotta at least do a half calf. I've stuck. You know what? This weekend, actually, last weekend, there was a day. It was Sunday, so Saturday we had some guests over, and it turned into a late evening. And Sunday, I woke up, took some ibuprofen, put myself in the shower, and kind of finally got my day going. And I actually didn't have a coffee or caffeine all day, even, which I couldn't have fathomed for the last 20 years. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm 2 years sober. Congratulations. And don't have any problems with your choice. I just started going to the bar with my friends because they wanted to. Hey, it is one of those things. I get it. I mean, see, I do feel like I'm a poor willpower at times. Although there's some other times when I can draw a line and stick to it, which I'm doing pretty well with caffeine, which was very, very hard for me. But that's, it ain't easy. Could I go to a coffee shop and not have a coffee? Agreed, but that's probably not exactly nearly as hard. No caffeine on a Sunday is a recipe for people losing their jobs or quitting on Monday. Someone get this guy a white monster in a Zen. Yeah, I'll just I'm up. Let's just go. Let's keep going. Speaking of, what time is it? It is 9:10. It's been, I can't even fathom that we've been able to have a day without the shit internet. Unreal. I don't know. I almost don't want to ruin the stream by doing Geoguessr. I've had a coffee every morning since I was 12. That was 36 years ago. I mean, there's not been many days in the last 20 years that I've gone without coffee. But I don't know. I don't know how long I've been doing this whole like one coffee a day thing, but it's been going pretty well. Can you show the button operation? Is it momentary? Oh, are you really far behind on the stream, or are you just asking about the radio? I'm happy to show you, but if you're really far behind on the stream, you're not going to see this response for a really long time. What is this? I miss Nintendo Josh with his voice sounding like a MIDI file. 12 cups of coffee a day, Monday to Friday. You can stop on Saturday and Sunday after 12 cups of coffee a day. Oh, that's unreal. That's unreal. Cheers being back in the 21st century. I don't even know what, you can't imagine how happy. I need a little bit of that rage still in me though, so I can make sure and get a proper credit. I need that rage to fuel me. During breakfast earlier, I ordered a coffee, forgetting I had just chugged a Celsius. I was shaking for a while. Victoria wasn't used to our habits at the office yet, I guess. Let's see if it holds up next Wednesday. See if it's Matt doing it. I mean, the last live stream I did, which was not last week, but the week before, it just shut off in the middle of it. I had no control at all. It was just like, nah, you're done. Like, sick. Wasting precious Geoguessr time. I have ADHD. I drink coffee all day at night to calm. My parents drink coffee from the time they wake up to the time they go to bed. And it is so dark and thick that it belongs in a Nicki Minaj video. I don't know what to say. It's like, I like espresso, and their coffee is ridiculous. Doctors made me stop caffeine and nicotine. I'm afraid that mine would have told me to do the same. But I'm not kidding. They basically do. It's exactly right. So that's motor oil. Yeah, they're like, we don't know why we keep going through coffee pots. I'm like, because it's running at 40 psi to try and get anything out of it. But that's Lizzo coffee. That's basically it. No kidding. Let's, oh my goodness. Slurpee coffee. Dude, I swear that when they're like getting towards the end of the pot, they're just like banging the bottom of it, trying to get the last. Just got here. Catch me up on everything. The internet has worked. I swapped the Jimmy's buggy from the MT12 to the G11P with the 314 RC crawler. We looked at the IJ progress. And then we have talked about absolutely nothing for the next however long. And it's just been goddamn ridiculous. But we haven't dropped internet. So let's hope that this is set. Excuse me. Okay. For all of you that have joined through this regular stream, I much appreciate it. If you absolutely hate the idea or when I play Geoguessr, I apologize. But I also do love Geoguessr. So I want to play Geoguessr to end this stream. If you're not familiar with what Geoguessr is, let me fill you in. This is a game where you get dropped in on random places in Google Street View, and you have to try and guess where you are. I'm just saying, we also talk continuously about other bullshit, but this is part of the topics. So if you hate this, I apologize. But play Geoguessr in Canada. I would be so useless. I can't even imagine how bad I would actually. I actually have a Geoguessr. Yeah. I've never been happier to hear that. I fucking love Geoguessr. You introduced me to Geoguessr, and my wife doesn't appreciate it. I'm out. TTFN. Ta-ta for now. Long time since I've heard that one. I like Geo. It's it's way past my bedtime later now. Okay, we're gonna play a few rounds. We're gonna play the US version because I'm not cultured enough to play worldwide. We do play the shareable version. We'll play the moving one for now. That's fine. So if you would like the play along code, there it is. GC838. So bedtime for nerds. Bedtimes are for nerds. Okay, this is Florida. This is most definitely Florida. Can we got any more context? Cape Coral, Florida. I don't know where that is. I don't know if I've ever heard of it. It sounds left coast. I'm probably wrong. Cape Coral. Oh, Cape Coral. Now it could just be basically anywhere in here. 15th and 10th. I mean, why not just there's so this is southwest. Southeast is going to be the opposite side. Southeast 10th Street. Look at us. Look at us. Southeast 10th. And there's 9th, 12th. Wait, Southeast 10th. Wait, street or terrace? Damn it. And what's the other one? 10th Ave. Oh, shit. I'm way off. Southeast 13th. That doesn't really matter. We're close enough. I don't feel like getting that much closer. There we go. 1,000 yards. We're at almost all the points. Sometimes I feel like Geoguessr shows the world how good of a stalker you are. I mean, that's... Oh, wow. Look at that. Oh, that was just somebody else. I used to use Google Maps a lot growing up. Ooh, this looks northeast, maybe? Wow, look at that copper flashing work there on the roof. That's nice. That's nice work there. Internet. Damn it. Where the hell did that van just go? Internet. What? Oh, it's an 800 number. Damn it. I feel like these are the places where you'll see a flag outside with a sports team of some sort, but student clothes drop off. I'm going to say somewhere in Texas. This looks further north than Texas. Benjamin Franklin. This doesn't look brown enough to be Texas. And the houses are way too close together. I was thinking more like, God, these are nice, though. I feel like there's not enough Texas pride here for this to be Texas. Pace, that doesn't mean anything to me. This one's kind of... Wait, there's no school flags, no sports teams stuff anywhere. This one's some of the newer neighborhoods are super cramped, but this doesn't look new. Alabama, I mean, Definitely could be something like that. But this looks further northeast. The pole style, like that streetlight pole. I mean, this looks like Virginia, Maryland type stuff. But I got no context. Ugh. Hating everything about this. See anything? See, this is why I do like the no move, because then I don't sit here and try and obsess. Chicago suburbs has pace. That seems, yeah, this seems more up in that range. This definitely could be Chicago type. It definitely looks more Chicago. But blue and yellow, that seems Pennsylvania, doesn't it? Isn't blue and yellow Pennsylvania? What are the color of the blue blurred plates? Yeah. You know, like stone markers like this, that usually seems northeast. Just it's older style, but you just don't see a lot of benchmarks like that that are not. It's definitely a nice area. Okay, we're going to just take a guess. I'm going to say Pennsylvania. I mean, I said nice, though, so maybe not Pennsylvania. Let's hedge our bet. No, it was Chicago. Yep. That plays. This definitely looks straight up Midwest. This could be Omaha all day. Let's see. And it's not Nebraska, because they'd have had a Huskers flag out front for sure. Sunflower, though, it could be Kansas. Oof. That's a choice. Bimmer. This looks just everyday Midwest. H2 in the background, definitely Midwest. Oh, what do we got there? New York? Yeah, Yankees. There's no way that this is New York. I mean, shit, I don't know. Yankees is too popular to go on. This definitely does not look like upstate New York. What does that say? Notre Dame. Yeah, this is just. Wait, I actually don't know where Notre Dame is. Is Notre Dame in New York? I mean, it's like it could be upstate, I guess, but oops. Look at the ramp truck. Dang. That's sick. Look at that thing. This dude's got Damn, that guy's got a brand new driveway too. That's nice. That's nice. It was for sale? Shit, yeah, it is. Look at that. Please locate. I need to inquire. Now we owe it to ourselves. Does look like some blue and yellow on there. What does that say? Nothing that's worth looking at. Man, this just does not look upstate New York, but it does look a bit upstate. Man, I'm having such a hard time saying that this is New York. No, it's somewhere old. It still has bump on the road. And that, you're not supposed to say, I guess it could just be old markings though, but you're not supposed to say bump anymore. Oklahoma City? Indiana doesn't have front plates. This just looks everyday Kansas type shit to me. But Kansas doesn't have front plates either. So it can't be Kansas. Not a, is that a V? No, that's not a V. Yeah, I mean, what was that? What was that? Oh, damn it. Can't see what that flag is underneath of the US flag. Oh, it says right there too, state something. Damn it. Oh, and I can't go any further. That's Marine Corps flag? Okay. Plates might be Nebraska. Yeah, I mean, it sure. Oh, yeah, look, he's got the Marine shield right there on his curb. Indiana. I got nothing else to go on. It does look just straight up suburb. Are you? It's my fucking hometown. 120th between Maple and Blondo. God, I know this. I've been to this neighborhood. Are you kidding me? No. I was like, this is straight up Midwest. God damn, Geoguessr my ass. Next to Payless. No, Payless was down here at 72nd and Maple. Right. So there's Maple. Here's 72nd. The target was this might have been this apartments. 72nd Maple. Oh, I think it's all been demoed now. Would have been like right here. Or in this parking lot here. Damn it. So mad. Can't believe I missed an Omaha opportunity. Never get Omaha opportunities. How far from your folks is that? I mean, now 30 minutes. Ooh, this big sky country here. This is Pacific Northwest, maybe? Oops. Doesn't this look like Pacific Northwest? Tall pines. People smoking on their front porch. Lately. Wow, you're still on. Internet's working. Will wonders never cease? I'll rewatch tomorrow. Everything just talks about his YouTube on Nicole. Bring a passport. I don't know what that means yet. Lots of dead grass. Arizona. This is not Arizona. I mean, but you're right. It's not, doesn't necessarily have enough green to feel Pacific Northwest, does it? Yikes. Having the whole garage sale. Massive yard sale, as the sign says. Garbage sale? Go have your dad see that truck's for sale. You're right. 341st. Big city stuff. Damn it. I was hoping I could. Can't. Sometimes you can yard and food. Sometimes you can get a good name off of a garbage can. Damn it. Can't read it. Hard to say. Bumps ahead. We have front plates. We do not have front plates. Oh, wait. Yes. Yes, we do. Well, it looks northwest, but not northwest. Let's see. This one's tough. Could be. Hello. Let's see. I swear, there's text on the side of these trash cans that says where they're at, but too hard to read. Is that a palm tree? Not that I see, but where's Redwood City? Anybody know? Redwood City? Redwood City's California. Bay Area. I mean, there's a lot of. Let's see. Oh, there's Redwood City. Is there street numbers at all here? Nope, it was north. It nailed it up there. Look at that. Honestly, looks like we're. Yeah, I thought it was further north. I just could have swore I saw Redwood City. We're gonna do the no move next because that is a very short. Is that a child or a short old lady? Sandy soil. This northern Florida. Anybody thinking? I'm thinking, yeah, this is northern Florida. Let's just throw an Ocala guess out there. Yeah, we were in the ballpark. Just happened there. Oh, there we go. So not great. We didn't even hit bronze. That's fine. We're going to do one more of these. We're changing this to no move. That whole moving around thing takes way too long. So we'll play one more of these, and we're going to call it a night. No, not start. I do not want to start. Geoguessr. Multiplayer? No. United States, no move. Can we do, time limit. There we go. Let's do a minute 30 time limit. Do Canada. I can't do Canada. Never. I don't know shit about Canada. Been there okay, so we have minute 30. Grand Am GT. Building with no siding. We're just in a straight up alley. Ooh, some old brick. This looks old. Old area. I'm going to say northeast. I don't have much to go on here. We're going to say somewhere. Hey, that's not bad. I'll take that one. Not terrible. Good enough. Okay. Some spaced out somewhat. Some shared drives. Not super. This has all been redone, so it's hard to. Some decent hills. Do I see anything that's got any sort of I've got a sports team or a window sticker? I don't see anything about snow routes. Chevy Malibu. Okay. We're we're going to say shit. God damn it, it was fucking Omaha again. Are you kidding me? God damn it. Things just look too familiar. Okay. I mean, this one seems pretty obvious. At least in a general. Nope. Not that obvious. 200 miles. That's fine. That's reasonable. Looked off. Oh, okay. Can we see the water anywhere? Looks like it's that way, which is the east. So is this little or big? Okay. Let's just say I wasn't too far off. 117 miles. That's not that bad. We were towards the right sides. Wow. Okay. Wow. Cranberry Ridge. This one's tricky. This looks. I mean, this looks Georgia. Epstein Island. Jesus Christ. That's fucked. Ooh, this one's tough. This could be like, this looks South Dakota, but it also looks Georgia. How's the soil? Is it sandy or is it red? It's sandy. Okay, let's say southeast then. South Carolina. Augusta, South Carolina. No, what is that? Georgia or LA? I thought, or Louisiana. I thought so too. That shit was. Is that Long Island? What is that? Somebody, I don't know I don't know what you call that. It's part of the world I don't go to. Yeah. Didn't work out so well. Okay, that's gonna do it for the stream. That was that's good stuff. I'm so happy that my internet held out. Holy crap. It's been so long since we haven't had to deal with all that shit. Wow. Anyway, okay. I appreciate you all. Thank you for joining me for my TED Talk. And we'll see so many more streams. So many more streams to do now. Have a good weekend, everybody. And we'll see you soon. Bye.